todo metemos la pata. And it would be, I would be remiss if I didn't say, mi presidente le gusta meter la pata en todo. He supports the community. Anything we can do, we're there. We've been backwards from us. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that the Board of Trustees is united and will support all of this, and it shows. Look at all these people here. We were hungry for a Mr. Amigo, and we were hungry for Mr. Amigo to come back to the way it was. At least for me, 49 years ago, this was the event, and I'm happy to see it. I know that Sombrero Fest became a monster lately, but when they started, I was right there, and we enjoyed it so much. Now it's amazing, amazingly big. And then we have this, Charlie has something for everybody, something for everybody. And then we have Charlie Association. Oh my God, the dances, the organization, the members. I don't understand. If they ask me to be a member, I would say definitely say no. They work for free. They really work for free, and they work hard. So to make all the community very happy for that week. So I'm happy to be part of it. Welcome to your house, Texas Southwest College. Bienvenidos. Gracias.
Thank you, César. At this time, I'd like to welcome, a este momento quiero reconocer y invitar al podio al cónsul Juan Carlos Vega, cónsul de Matamoros de México en Brownsville.
Muy buenos días a todos. Nuevamente aquí juntos. Es un honor estar aquí nuevamente compartiendo este anuncio tan importante de una fiesta tan importante. Saludo con mucho gusto a mi colega, la cónsul general de los Estados Unidos, alcalde, senador Romantia, Adela y Marta. Muchas gracias por invitarme a ser parte nuevamente de esta ceremonia. Mr. Amigo es una fiesta de este pueblo, de esta ciudad. Es una fiesta que cualquier persona que la haya vivido una vez quiere volver a tener. Y me parece un gran acierto que hayamos vuelto a estar en la fecha original, porque la gente, nuestros paisanos mexicanos, se sientan en la Elizabeth Street porque quieren ver el desfile y quieren ver ahí a las personas que fueron nombradas Mr. Amigo. Y eso es la tradición de este pueblo, y va a ser en esta ocasión una gran ocasión poder volver a ver a nuestro Mr. Amigo o Mr. Amiga, no sé qué vayan a tener. Pero muchas gracias por invitarme. Yo deseo que todos disfrutemos este año y nos preparemos bien para el próximo año. Muchas gracias a todos. También saludo con gusto a las otras dos asociaciones, Sombrero Festival y Charlo Days. Gracias por estar aquí también. Les deseo también una feliz Navidad a todos y pues disfrutemos de este evento y veamos quién va haciendo nuestro Mr. Amigo. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, señor cónsul. Toda su velocidad. Muchas gracias. At this time, I'd like to welcome our U.S. Consulate in Matamoros, Ms. Brianna Powers.
Thank you. What an honor to be here. My first Mr. Amigo, or Miss Amigo, Miss Amiga. My husband Harris and I are so happy to be here, living on the border and celebrating our two communities. We've been welcomed here by these great friends and colleagues of ours. Thank you all for the very warm welcome. And I think this is the culmination of our time, because I've been hearing about Mr. Amigo since before we got here. And the kids are talking about Mr. Amigo. They hear about it in school. celebrate both sides of the border. And I love this job because I'm talking about how we're growing prosperity on the Mexican side, with the U.S. side, with our cousins, our families, our shared businesses. This is an amazing moment to be here, and I thank you all very much for having me, and look forward to the great things we will do together and finding out who it's going to be. I'm excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Council. Ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for the Mayor of Brownsville, Mr. John Cowan. Good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here with you all. Mr. Amigo, obviously, it's a landmark event for us. It's one of my favorite events of the year. And to me, this event's about celebrating our unity, right? Especially in a time of geopolitical, all these issues around the world. When you turn on the news, it's always talking about division, right? And I think this event is about unity. It's about celebrating our common shared values, our friendship, and we need more of that in our world. And I really want to thank the Mr. Amigo Board for all their hard work and dedication. It takes an enormous amount of work to do this, and I'm so excited about Mr. Amigo going back to February and Charlie's and Squirrel Fest. That really amplifies the message of who we are, and making sure that our families and our visitors have a really amazing, fantastic experience over a long period of time. So again, welcome everyone, and may God continue to bless the city of Brownsville.
It's truly an honor to welcome our Senator for District 27, Ms. Morgan Lamadina.
Good morning. I am very happy to be here today with such a wonderful group of people. And many thanks to President Marco de la Garza and the Mr. Amigos Association for inviting me to speak with you here today. One of the best things about being able to represent Brownsville and the border area is being able to completely immerse myself in our culture. Our proximity to Matamoros has given us unique opportunities to show the rest of the country the true value of cooperation with our sister cities. Many of us share an unbreakable bond with our communities across the border, and our identities are not simply defined by which side of the border we happen to be on. The connection between our families, our culture, and our history has proven to be the foundation of our success. The founders of the Mr. Amigo Association understood the relationship and the importance of that relationship with Mexico, and I admire them for their efforts of promoting friendship and understanding between our two countries when an organization like this had not existed. And I admire you all for carrying on that legacy. In times where they're trying to divide us, Mr. Amigo is showing the rest of the world and the rest of our country how important it is to be able to come together and support each other, because that is truly where our success lies, and that is the heart of our communities on both sides, because we really are one region, despite there being a river separating us. So Mr. Amigo Association continues to show us why we must come together and the amazing benefits that come from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for, el momento que todos venimos esta mañana. I'd like to welcome our president, Ms. Marta de la Garza.
Podríamos juntarnos para no taparnos, por favor.
I had a wardrobe malfunction. Don't ask any questions. Good morning. Thank you, Ricardo, Mayor, Consuls, Chairwoman, Senator, and all of you that are here today. I'm very excited to be here. It's been a journey with Mr. Amigo, and I had this big long speech, and I'm going to cut it short because I was so late. But all of you being here shows me that we have the support of the community and its leaders. I mean, I see Sal Padre here, Port Isabel, Los Fresnos, San Benito. I even see somebody from McAllen, and that is very important to me. That shows that we are trying our best to group together and support each other. I started with the Mr. Amigo Association in late 2012 after my mother, Aurora, was asked if I'd like to be considered as a board member. She knew my would fit right in. So here we are, 12 years later, and I am ready to take the lead and do some wonderful things for this organization. I just want to say a little story of how I chose my Mr. Amigo. My mother retired in 2015, and she actually had a little bit of time to talk to me, because if you know her, she was always busy doing things, this and that, and always devoted her time to the community and to the city and to the county and to the world. So one day I walked into her room, and she said, "Hey, when are you going to be Mr. Amigo?" I said, "Well, I will be sometime." "Well, let's talk about your Mr. Amigo options." I said, "Okay, what do you think?" She took out a pen and a little piece of paper. This is in 2015. She wrote Mr. Amigo, she wrote a name, she wrote president, and she wrote Marca de la Garza. I want you to know that that little piece of paper is in my home in the safe, and I may or may not bring it out. But here we are in 2023, and I'm going to tell you, it's not easy to obtain a Mr. Amigo. I have past presidents in here who can tell you that they work very, very hard to try to get a Mr. Amigo to come and do this. After all, it's all volunteer, right? We don't pay anyone to come. They come and they do other things and they enjoy themselves. I told this to somebody a few years ago, that this was my choice, and if it could be, it was my mother's choice. Well, I became president. And fast forward to now, I get a text message a few months ago, and all it said is, "Hola, soy Annie. Me pidieron que te busque sobre el tema de Mr. Amigo." I'm like, "Okay, hello, who are you?" Y dice, "Bueno, ¿lo vamos a hacer o no?" I was like, oh dear, that was a little interesting. So, I made plans with a friend of mine to go to Mexico, and while I was in Mexico, I got a call. "Hey, can you meet me today here in another part of Mexico?" Well, I guess the angels were watching, because all of a sudden there was a flight, there was a ride, there was a little bit of time. We went to Mexico, we went to another part. I went from Guadalajara to Monterrey in about 4 hours, including flight time and drive time, with a 30-minute drive to where I was going. And when I show up there, I talk to the manager, and the manager says, "Well, I'm sorry, he's not going to show up." And I was in shock. I'm like, "You know what I just did to get here? Don't worry, I'll sign." And I'm like, "Oh no, can't do that. It has to be the person." So a few minutes later, boom, I was starstruck. I'm like, and this person's staring at me like this, and I'm looking behind, and I'm like, "Sir, can you turn around?" And so he turned around and he's like, "Oh, welcome." So the Mr. Amigo shows up, and he says, "What are we doing? Are we going to Brownsville?" And I'm like, "Did you already say yes? Where do I sign?" So let me tell you, when I tell you it's hard to get a Mr. Amigo, it is hard. But for me, man, was it easy. You have no idea. So thank you each and every one of you for coming today. And I'm going to talk about it now. Here we go. Cineasta mexicano, actor y empresario, nacido en Ciudad Mante, Tamaulipas, en 1974. A su labor profesional une su liderazgo en el servicio social. Fue nombrado comisionado asesor de asuntos hispanos de la Casa Blanca en 2020 en el marco de la orden ejecutiva para la prosperidad hispana en los Estados Unidos. Activista de derechos humanos y pro vida, ganador de numerosos premios por sus relaciones cinematográficas y distinciones internacionales por sus trabajos humanitarios. Es productor, además de films multipremiados como Bella, Little Boy, Crescendo, Cristiada y Mall Cop 2. Él es un hombre de fe, valores y devoto a la Virgen de Guadalupe. He also has appeared in various Mexican television productions such as Soñadoras y Alma Rebelde. He produced and appeared in The Sound of Freedom, This film presents the events of a rescue mission carried out by an organization which saved more than 100 children who were victims of sexual exploitation in Colombia. En 2022, además de presentar Sonido de Libertad, realizó una gira nacional por los 32 estados mexicanos contra la esclavitud sexual infantil, sumando a gobernadores, senadores, diputados, jueces, fiscales, académicos, religiosos a esta lucha en defensa de los niños esclavizados. That film, Sound of Freedom, is now being played all over the world and gaining momentum as we speak. In fact, it has also been named the highest grossing independent film produced by Mexicans in history. Most recently, he has registered to run as an independent candidate for the President of Mexico in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have my executive board up, please? My executive board. Are y'all ready? You sure? Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Mr. Amigo is, it's in there, Eduardo Verástegui.